not done with me yet. So in the series, he actually finds purpose. He's helping others. He's mentoring Detective Ethan, and Vic is actually a teacher. He's in his chaplaincy. He is using the tools that are given by an organization that specializes in suicide prevention called Living Works. And under that umbrella, they have a course that they produce called Safe Talk, which is featured in the series, and Vic teaches that. And Dr. Ken Schlenker, who in real life teaches this course, has been, he's certified all of us. We went through the course together.
Backed by popular demand.
He has been an incredible help to me and to the ministry to be able to portray that and show people what in real life that course is like. And I speak to a lot of the high school kids.
Hi, Tina.
In one episode, I invite them to a class, and in the next one, I actually give the class and give the course. So you get to see some of the tools that are given to these kids about recognizing in their peers how to tell if they're having suicidal thinking, if they're depressed, if they're avoiding, what to do at that time, and who to call and how to take action.
So what they're talking about right now is Safe Talk.
Until a professional can come and offer real help.
And the link is in the description.
You gotta act on the moment when somebody needs help. And that's what this course is trying to give. Even you, if you want to be a part of something like that, and you need these tools, and you want to learn how to talk somebody off the ledge, for lack of a better term, this course is available. We'll make it available so that if you get a phone call, or if you know a friend or a relative who's in trouble, how are you? You can actually buy some time and use these tools that Safe Talk teaches to keep them safe until help comes that knows.
Hi, Charlene. Yeah,
it's a wonderful course, and we've all been certified.
We're backed by popular demand. Hi, George.
Us because we were in a movie. Hey,
hi,
I need
Paula.
Somebody that can help, and we weren't equipped.
Hey, Michelle.
But God,
we're excited to do the second watch party.
That know what to do.
Yeah. So one of our main goals with this show is to encourage people to get trained in suicide intervention. And
so
this
I
course
want
is
to share with y'all
through our website. We want to build
I'm going to turn this down.
People who are trained.
So I'm going to share with y'all. Hi, Miss Allison Williams. What they're talking about right now is this program that you can get trained in how to identify when someone's struggling with suicidal thoughts or poor mental health, and when someone's in danger, and how to respond to it. And the training is, we provided the link in the description for you, and I think it's a really awesome resource. And I also want to share that the producer, I was on the phone with her yesterday because she found out about what we were doing. And we are... Oh, let's see. Hold on. She was going through all the comments from the last live stream last week. Hi, Peggy from Concord. It's funny, Charlene. Glad you're doing good, Lupe. She went through all the comments on the last live, and she went through and prayed for each and every one of y'all, for different people. So I thought that was awesome. That's the producer right there, Carla McDougall, right here. I'm so glad that y'all are back. We are back by popular demand. So I'm going to go to the actual video, or the actual link to episode 2, which is starting at 7 p.m. Central. It's premiering in 6 minutes. Hey, Julie from Vancouver. How's it going? I'm wearing my I Follow George shirt today. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. Everyone having a good weekend? Hi, Helen. Thanks for joining, guys. George, it gives you an error when you click on the link? What? Maybe I can find out more. Let's see. I'm going to try it myself. Here, y'all can join me for this. So here's the link on YouTube. I copied and pasted this link. So support our mission here. Access to the get trained in suicide intervention here. James Francis, thanks for the like. Y'all like and share. So if I click on the link, let's see what happens. Looks like it's working. Livingworks.net. So this teaches life-saving suicide prevention skills in as little as 1 hour online. Provides high-impact learning experience. It may take up to blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So this is a way to get trained on how to prevent suicide prevention. And I think it's a really good thing to do. Oh my gosh, that was loud. That's me banging on the desk. It's something that's available to y'all. I just want to make y'all aware of it. Helen, thanks for the like. So this is what we're going to be watching today is episode 2, season 1, episode 2 of Breaking Strongholds. And that's something that we didn't highlight in the last stream, in the last watch party, is that this also... Reddy's barking. Welcome to the craziness. Something we didn't highlight in the last stream is that this show actually helps train, or does a little bit of the same training, or mentions a lot of the, and follows a lot of the guidelines on how to prevent suicide. Let me catch up on the comments. Helen, thanks for the beautiful hair. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Kathy. The monkeys, I think, are gonna be here. It depends on if AJ brings them. I don't know if... Probably Nash will be here. Oh yeah, I can hear Nash. Nash is here. He's coming. Starting in 2 minutes. The show's starting in 2 minutes, everybody.
Do you need this bit?
Yeah, let's plug it in. We got a light. We got to plug it in. It's just the ring light. I've got to catch up with y'all's comments here. Hi, Kayla. Hi, Rachel. Yay, you made it.
Can you get me a shirt?
I see you like your music. Yes, this is the music room. Well, it's also my office. Kathy from Vegas. Hi, Kathy from Vegas.
The left middle drawer is his t-shirts. What's the left middle drawer?
Gloomy weather in Connecticut, Paula.
How do you want me to?
That's a bummer. Oh shoot, I undid the wrong thing. Oh no, I did the right one.
It's right here.
Oh yeah, no, I did the wrong Please stand by while we figure out these technical things. We have 60 seconds until the show starts, by the way. Nash is going to join me in a little bit here, too. Wah! So we made this happen for you guys.
Oh, you
This
don't want
needs
this?
to plug
Okay.
in down here.
Oh, here's one right here.
Oh, there we go. That works. Hey, guess who's here, everybody? It's AJ and Nash.
Hey.
Look, it's Nash and AJ. That's that's what Nash travels in. It's AJ and Nash, everybody. The show's starting now. Premiere will begin shortly. All right, let's get this. See if this looks any better.
Nash was up all night long, so.
Whoa, that's bright.
He's been sick.
Oh, that's real bright. Let's turn that down. Okay, that's better.
Who's that? Is
Hey,
that your
Nash.
buddy?
Hey. Oh, yeah. I miss you, little boy. Yeah.
I'm waiting on him to get here with his medicine.
Who's them?
My dad and.
Oh, really? All right, we got the whole family in town.
And.
It's Mother's Day weekend. Hope everyone's having a good Mother's Day weekend. All right, let's see. Hello, Wendy from Westminster. Hey, Sandy. Yes, the Kentucky Derby just ran an 80-1 shot was the winner. Oh, the show's starting. Yes, we had placed a bet on him. Won some money on Lucky Strike. No, something Strike. Yeah, 80-1. It was crazy. Lupe, I'm so sorry to hear about your brother. So here's the what the show looks like right now. Oh, y'all hear that? Oh, this is the countdown. Turn this down so I can talk to y'all. Oh, starting soon in 1 minute. Hey, Rachel. You were trying to find out about this tonight. Yay, we're here. Hi, Shannon. Yeah, Donna. I'm prepared for Nash to be Nash's chew toy.
Oh, there comes Crazy Man.
Oh, you ready?
No.
Oh, Nash. Hey, Nash, come here. Yeah, I told him I'm prepared to be his chew toy. Hey, Nash. Hey, buddy. Yep. Oh, that's my. Here you go. So you can listen to the show. Oh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, what's
Look at
going
Nash.
on now? We
Did
have
you
a
hear
lot of
me?
stuff.
You gotta stop. Are you all right? Are you hurt?
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Norma. From Iowa. Hopefully I watched episode 1 so you know what's going on. Hi, Kinsey.
What do you have here? Oh. Looks like you've been in a little trouble here.
Oh, it's a turtle.
You don't have to fix that. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Well, you definitely hurt yourself. I don't know how you did it, but it's got to be fixed. You know, I think this ribbon, yeah, I think this ribbon will do it. Yeah, we'll have you fixed up here in just a little bit.
Woo. Woo, woo, woo. What a nice guy. Taking care of the turtle. That's so nice. Yeah, we do the same. If we see a turtle in the road, we get out and we get out and go grab it. Casey, I'm so glad that George helped you feel safe. That's so awesome. Love that about George. How safe he felt. So Nash just unplugged the light. So now Nash is going back up to be babysat properly.
If there's such a thing.
If there's such thing as properly babysitting a monkey.
Oh, Casey, I'm glad we were able to help you. We're still here for you.
So the guy in the show just saved a turtle.
That's me. I'm the only one that'll stop on 99 for an animal. Cars coming at me at 100 miles an hour.
Mary 109, show me on scene.
Shelly, wake up. Wake up, baby. Wake up. Come back to me, baby. Baby. Oh no. Baby. Somebody!
Traffic check live for you. Carrot Houston TransStar cameras. This is I-10 at Brockton. And honestly, as we look around town at the various cameras, things aren't too bad in any given spot, considering...
Hey, Marla.
Would you like me to put that in the bag for you, sir?
No. I'll keep it with me. I'm coming back on Saturday night. Late.
Memo said next Tuesday.
No one else knows. I have a feeling you'll have the pages by then. I'll make it worth your while. I'm not waiting another month.
I'll have them.
He's a turtle.
Hope you don't mind. It seemed perfect for the job. I warned her about that road, but she was just so headstrong.
So I guess that was you yesterday.
Yeah?
You could have killed me.
Yeah, I could have. I'm just, I'm glad to see that you are developing a little concern for your own safety. My name's Benjamin. What's yours?
I'm Ryan.
Ryan. I wonder, Ryan, when your parents brought you home from the hospital and named you Ryan, they probably never dreamed they'd be planning your funeral just a few years later.
Do you have my phone?
Yeah. It's back at my place.
Because I, really need that.
Well, I don't normally have guests, but tell you what, why don't you come by after school and I'll be happy to give it to you.
But what about right now?
Well, I'm not going there right now.
Okay, well, I don't even know where you live.
Well, it's just over that way a little way. I'll see you later.
Okay, but how do I even know I can trust you?
Well, I don't guess you do.
2 years ago, world-renowned thought leader Redmond Quinn announced he was moving his headquarters to a large plot of land near our Montgomery, Texas. He calls it Clarity Ranch. His fans from around the globe began moving here.
All that new construction,
building new homes
but
and
no
new
churches.
businesses.
We tried, but there's just no interest in the new neighborhoods.
Yeah, I heard for these people. I don't know what they think they're gonna find. What's up, Joe?
How's it going?
Yeah, good.
Well, anyways, guys, I'm gonna cut out early. I'm going over to the high school. Grace, the school counselor, she's sponsoring a new club for students, and she asked me to stop by and invite them to come to the Safe Talk course tomorrow afternoon. In fact, Justin, you should come by too. I understand that you're doing a series with your youth ministry on suicide prevention. Safe Talk is a really good course.
I've totally been meaning to check it out. I need to get permission from my boss. Boss?
Absolutely. I'll check with the rest of the staff and see if anyone else can come.
Awesome.
When does it start again?
It's 3 p.m. tomorrow. I'll send you more details. You know, eventually we want Safe Talk to be all over the community. That's our prayer. But I gotta run, guys. I'll see you later, okay?
Take care.
Joe?
Montgomery is really changing. Population and income have skyrocketed. And Redmond Quinn, you are being attributed for all of that.
Yes, I'm honored to be a part of the community.
You have got to tell us why you chose Montgomery and in particular Texas.
Well, we looked at many options around the U.S. and even abroad, actually, and we decided this area checked all the important boxes. From the property to the people, we were completely charmed.
Well, people are charmed by you because
guys.
your book is selling like hotcakes.
Have you guys seen Ryan in here? Has Ryan been in here at all today?
No.
Hey, we'll let you know if we do.
Thanks.
We're talking 2 million copies of Just to Clarify. So what is that message that you're trying to get out?
Just to clarify, goes to the heart of humanity and its yearning to get beyond all the noise. Once we're able to do that, the resolution of life is dialed in more clearly. There's a sharper focus. Clarity is simply the discovery of our highest self, the recovery of our innate potential.
Thanks for the like, Jody.
What are you doing out here?
You weren't expecting me? I'm the head of security, Carl. I'm everywhere. What's that for?
I have my assignments, and you have yours. I thought you were out looking for some pages or whatever.
Oh, very good, Carl. Excellent job of listening through the door last night. I have to take off points for actually admitting you did it, though.
Do I need to remind you that I'm a level 5, almost a 6? I can't imagine why he keeps you around.
My job is to find things of great importance. Have you ever wondered why we moved out here or why he needs those pages?
I know everything I need to know.
Blindly devoted, Carl. I get it. Someone with your dog-like loyalty can be very useful.
My loyalty has served my path well.
I don't think you get what's at the heart of the philosophy here. You're being used. That's the name of the game around here. But then you always were pathetic.
Hi, guys. Because of the recent increase, hi, welcome, in teen suicide in our area, the community is developing a network of safety for our students. Many times, students who are considering suicide will not talk to the adults in their lives, but they will talk to their friends and peers about it. Tomorrow afternoon, the Safe Talk course is being offered here. And Ms. Williams, your counselor, asked me to stop by and invite you to come. This course will teach you the signs to recognize in people that are having suicidal thinking, and it will show you how to ask questions in an unthreatening way, so you can establish a conversation and get them some help and keep them safe.
That's right, Helen.
I see some concerned looks in your faces.
Thanks,
what are you thinking? What's on your mind? Yes.
I don't know about everyone else, but I'm thinking that's a really big responsibility. What if I mess up?
That's a good point. Very good question. Thank you. Okay. Let's say, what's your name?
Peyton.
Okay. Peyton, thank you. Let's say Peyton has a friend and she's concerned for this friend because that friend has suicidal thoughts. And she has decided to have a conversation with them and help them. She will have a network of people behind her to support her. The course will teach you two things: how to get the conversation going, who to call, and how to set that up. Most of the time, guys, students who are thinking about suicide, anyone really, they just need to see an option open up. And they will take that option because they need to desperately get out of their pit. So you see, Peyton, the conversation is not really about death. It becomes about life. Excuse me a second, guys. Hey, Ethan. Hey, are you okay?
Yeah. Just give me, I'm here looking. Peyton, can you come here for a second? Hey, she's a friend of my kids. Give me 1 minute, I have a question for her.
Of course, sure.
Have you seen Ryan?
Oh, I'm sorry, no, I haven't. He wasn't at the house this morning?
No, thank you.
What's up, Clarity Nation? All right, so I'm at this quaint little coffee shop here, and check this out. Look what they're watching in here. We got some local patrons right here, and they're watching Redmond's new interview. Guys, what do you guys think of Mr. Quinn?
I don't really know him.
These guys can't wait to meet you, Redmond. Hey, everyone wave.
Can you do bulletproof here?
Yeah. One bulletproof? I'm Isaac. You new around here?
Yeah, Alex, or Mr. Robinson. I'm a teacher at the high school, so.
Cool. What do you teach?
Computer science. Who are these guys?
Oh, they get together here to catch up and pray. Pastor Chamberlain from Fellowship Church, and then Justin is a youth pastor there. And then Joe, he runs a great car care ministry called God's Garage.
Cool. Hey, I have this after-school program that I run, and it kind of helps kids navigate life and kind of chart their life's course and stuff. I have some flyers. I was wondering if I could leave them with you?
Sure.
Sweet. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
You too.
But she couldn't go out there anymore. Even to this day, a lot of people working in those facilities in Missouri know her as Sister Jones.
Yeah. Check this out.
Progress is best directed when we all follow one simple rule. Determine what you want to do and do it. Redmond Quinn.
I don't like it. Level up, do better, be perfect.
That's the problem. The deception. Being your own savior. This guy, Redmond Quinn, is leading a lot of people away from the church.
Shelly! Oh no, Shelly, wake up. Wake up, baby. Wake up, come back to me, baby. Baby.
You can't just take off like that. You gotta let us know where you're going. I need to know.
Hey, it's Ryan, right? What can I get you?
I'll catch you later. You're Ryan, yeah? Hey, Justin. I work over at the community church. I'm the student pastor there. You got late arrival today or no school?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that for sports or a job?
No, I quit track, and I don't really have a job.
Okay. Ryan, you any good at fixing stuff?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Do you like cars? Awesome. Joe, the God's Garage guy that just left, he's looking for somebody part-time. I could pass your name along.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. If they hire you, I get 10% of your check. I'm just kidding. Why don't you give me your number?
Hey, Pastor.
Oh, hi, Tina. How are you today?
Good. Hey, I was glad to hear you're a Redmond Quinn fan, because there's so much truth, in what he teaches. I wasn't sure how you felt about him.
What do you mean?
Well, I thought the church was all about just read the Bible and Christian books. That kind of attitude. I'm so glad you're more open-minded than that.
Why do you think I'm a Redmond Quinn fan?
Oh, well, look, local clergy are big Redmond Quinn fans. Let's all level up. That's a great picture, you guys.
Hey, I thought you should know, during the meeting, Detective James showed up at the door.
Did they find out anything else about Lindsay? Is he still here?
No, he's gone already. He was really looking for his son, Ryan.
I hope everything's okay there. His track coach stopped by earlier and told me that he dropped out. And that is really not a good sign.
Yeah, I know that's not a good sign at all. I need to make some time and talk to Ethan, and I need to do it soon. He just seemed very anxious. I'm worried about both him and Ryan.
The lies are coming like arrows from the enemy. So, the first piece of armor as you suit up to deal with Satan is the belt of truth.
He's really good. He's getting a lot of heat. Do you know people are actually leaving? They're going to all these new Sunday morning inspirational events at these new meditation centers all around town. They say he's too negative.
Well, truth is truth, and you can't hide from that.
I agree.
You better get ready.
For what?
He'll be asking you out soon.
What are you talking about? You're trying to get rid of me. You asked me to come live with you. You said it'd be like old times. You said it'd be like when we were children. Now you're trying to marry me off?
He's a good man, Hazel.
I know that, and I've been thinking about it. A lot. More than I care to admit. I'm too old for all of this.
You just better get ready. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't want to get ready because I'm scared, okay? There's your truth.
Hey, did you talk to your dad? He was looking for you this morning.
My dad?
Hey, Ryan.
Hey.
Yeah, he was like really worried.
So, what? He called you?
No, he was here this morning. We were in a class for our meeting and he came to the meeting to ask me if I knew where you were.
My dad was at the school?
You must have had your phone off.
I lost my phone.
Oh, that's the worst.
Well, I mean, I know where it is, it's just I have to go get it.
I've just never seen your dad like that, so upset.
You can use my phone if you want to check in with him. I did that once. Lost my phone, I mean. Actually, I think someone stole it. But anyways, my mom couldn't get in touch with me, so she was
I wonder,
freaking
Ryan, when your parents brought you home from the hospital and named you Ryan, they probably never dreamed they'd be planning your funeral just a few years later.
Ryan? Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Sure.
The Robert is going.
Good with the brakes?
Oh, yeah.
So how those repairs coming?
They're coming. Going along just fine.
How about the brakes? They
Oh,
good?
yeah. What did you get this time?
The usual. Sardines, Vienna sausage, microwave mac and cheese.
I didn't know they still made these.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought these.
No. The food is for everyone. Look, we can trust him. He's a preacher.
okay, I'll tell him. We have a friend, let's say, and we like to keep him supplied.
A friend?
Look, anytime we get a car donated, it sits out front parked for a few days until we can get to it. A while back, we noticed a pattern was happening.
This is cool.
You tell him.
Well, a couple of days go by, and somebody diagnoses the problem, goes out to the junkyard, gets the exact parts that we need, and leaves them sitting by the car. He does it at night while nobody's here, and we find him in the morning.
Who is he?
We couldn't tell. That guy's really camera shy. So we start putting these snacks out there, thinking maybe he's homeless or something and needs food. But sometimes he takes it, sometimes not.
I really don't think he's homeless. More of a, your quiet, friendly neighborhood mystery mechanic.
But he loves these. He never passes these up.
Yeah, I don't know about this either, buddy.
Looks like you brought a friend with you.
So,
My phone?
I find these all the time.
In the woods?
No, at your school.
My school?
Yeah.
I've never seen you there before.
Well, I'm the night custodian.
How do you get there?
The same way you got here. It's only about 2 miles.
That ribbon that you use to prepare the turtle shell, it's kind of important to me, just in case you see it again.
I see her about every day. She's a tortoise, and I can get your ribbon back for you. I'll use something else till she heals up.
Thanks. It's just kind of important.
Did you miss class this morning? It was after 8 o'clock when I saw you.
No, I quit track, so they gave me late arrival.
I'm pretty sure I'll see that tortoise before school's out tomorrow. I'll get your ribbon, and so why don't you come back after school, about the same time tomorrow?
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking about what you said.
What did I say?
About my parents. My dad. I guess I never really thought about how he would feel if I had gone through with it.
So, tell me about your dad.
He's a detective.
Part of that thin blue line between order and chaos. You know, that's a real calling.
Yeah, he's actually on a missing persons case right now. She was one of my teachers. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
No. Which teacher?
Miss Jordan, kind of young, blonde hair. You know her?
Well, not personally. I clean her room. She teaches health. Third room on the left, West Hall. Are there any leads?
No. I mean, they found her car last night. That's all I know.
So, your dad's a police detective. What's your mom think about being married to a law enforcement officer?
She died 5 years ago.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. Could I ask how she died?
Car wreck?
Drunk driver?
No, she just took a curve too fast on a rainy night.
Oh, Ryan. It's got to be so hard on you. So, what was your favorite thing about her?
She was an artist.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What kind of art?
painting, mostly.
Oil paint?
Yeah, watercolors too.
Yeah? Did she do any drawing?
She did some sketches in an old book.
Hey. What happened? Is this about a boy again? Isn't Mom a better person for these things? Maybe a friend?
Well, Mom's not here, and after 4 months, I'm still working on the friend thing. So, okay, I like this guy, and I'm thinking I'm gonna text him and just see if he found his phone, because he lost it earlier. Is that weird?
Not if you needed to know if he found his phone.
Well, I don't need to know that.
You just want a reason to talk to him?
Yes. So is that weird? Okay, here it is. Hey, Ryan. Just checking to see if you found your phone. Should I send it? Yeah, I better not, because I've only talked to him like 2 or 3 times, But he's really cute, and he's really sweet. And his sister is Riley James, who's like perfect and confident. But he's really sweet. But I think he might like Peyton. They grew up together, so I guess I better not. But I'm pretty sure Peyton doesn't like him like that. So maybe he'd be open to just talk, you know? And then who knows? Okay, I'm gonna send it.
Do it.
Yeah? Okay. There. I sent it. Is it him?
We blocked him.
Yes, thank you. Who is this?
Thanks, Charlene.
Wow, this is beautiful. Is this where you do most of your writing?
Yes. I'm starting a new project, just in the research phase. I hope to start writing again soon.
You haven't read all of these, have you? Some of the titles sound really bizarre. Nazis and the occult?
I've read most of them, yes. The workings of the human mind are always interesting to me. You surprised by them?
No. I mean, I have books I don't necessarily believe in, so I assume you do too?
So you're the curious sort. You keep an open mind and choose for yourself.
Yes.
Ancient wisdom would say you have a strong black flame then.
Black flame?
Your questioning intellect.
That makes it sound pretty creepy.
Creepy? No. Powerful. Yes. I have a strong black flame as well. You know, like I was saying before, you could actually help me with my next book. I'd like to pull together a small group of local people here and do some mind exploration. I like to hone my ability to articulate ideas in these small group settings. Do you have any friends that you could invite to a small discussion group?
I do know a guy. He's a teacher. He moved here last year. We dated for a while. He's a huge fan of yours.
Ah, a fan. Yeah, honestly, I'd prefer people who are more skeptical so that I can sharpen my points. They can't be your only friend.
No, not at all. I have a lot of friends. I have one very good friend, but she would be no help. She goes way beyond skeptical to just rude about your teachings. I don't know why. They're so helpful and positive.
The reason you like what I have to say is because you already believe it before you hear me say it.
What about my open mind? What happened to my black flame?
Open minds have their place, but once you choose your path, you must focus. An inability to stay focused on one's chosen path is a sign of a weak will.
And adherence to your will is your first purpose in life. I like that. It's one of the quotes I put on the board for my students.
What's your chosen path, Lindsay?
Wow, the exact question I hoped you would never ask.
You need clarity.
Yes, right.
It's no surprise your path's brought you here. This is what I've observed. You want to be challenged. You want to grow. You want to make your mark. You want to take your path in expanding consciousness by creating your best life.
Well, yeah, but I guess that's what everyone wants.
Not badly enough to get it. I could teach you more. And if you could convince your friend to come along, I'd Consider it a healthy challenge for my teaching. She could play my devil's advocate.
Oh snap, that was the episode. They're spying on this girl. They're spying on this girl because she's against the movement. Wow. What'd y'all think? Kayla, yeah. Yeah, that guy's kind of got another thing in mind. So there's some talking points. Rudder. Hang on while we close the door. Yeah, Rudder's just barking for a little bit. Okay, so there's a study guide that goes along with this so that we can talk about the show, talk about questions from the show.
I wish it was longer too.
Yeah, it was pretty short.
My life has been crazy today, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, life is crazy. Okay.
Yes. Little Nash has been under the weather, and I've been up for 2 days, and my husband just had a wreck. So, here we are. What'd y'all think?
Okay, this is the wrong thing I'm looking at here. But you know what's great about the episodes being short is that it'll be easy to binge watch.
Yeah.
It'll be an easy binge watch. Okay, episode 2 discussion guide.
I think I'm going to go back and rewatch them. Because today I'm lost.
Okay, so episode 2, The Advocates. Alright. As you watch Bringing Strongholds episode 2, look for answers to these questions. What is Peyton's concern about taking the Safe Talk course? Well, she was concerned that it was kind of a heavy responsibility, is what it sounded like. So the Safe Talk course is a real thing. They feature it in the show, but it's a real thing. You can, and I included the link in the description if y'all want to go check it out. It's teaching people how to recognize suicide, or a risk of suicide coming up, and anyone around you that's struggling with mental health that has looks like they might hurt themselves, and it sounded like Peyton was concerned that if she was ever in that situation, that she would be stressed about it, or she wouldn't be able to handle the responsibility, because it's a big responsibility to try and save someone's life. Honestly, you can't ever control whenever you're put into that situation, and you can't ever control whenever it actually happens, you know. So what a lot of people say after in the aftermath is, if I would have just said something because I saw this sign or I saw this sign, you know, and taking a course like this will help you prepare for those situations. So I want to encourage everyone to consider taking the course. I haven't taken the course myself, but I think I'll do it. And I think it's really important that we pay attention to it, especially in the world today, especially what's going on with the extremely high rates of mental illness that we see in the nation right now. I've shared this statistic plenty of times before, but right now the CDC just put out a study that shows that 44% of teens in the nation feel a sense of hopelessness and loneliness, which is very closely linked to depression and suicide. So it's a really serious issue. We are in a crisis right now, and if you're healthy, or even if you're, I mean, you know, we all have mental things that we struggle with. If you're struggling, or if you're healthy and you feel like you don't ever want, or you want to be prepared for any situation where you might have someone close to you that is struggling, consider taking the course. The link's in the description. Go click it. Check it out.
I think that you should share it with your loved ones or friends and say, hey, this is what I'm doing, and see if they might want to take it with you, or have a friend join you. That friend may be struggling just as much as you're struggling. Sometimes people just are afraid to come forward. It's not like cancer. It's not like appendicitis or an earache or strep throat. Mental illness is not discussed. It's like the plague. It's like, oh, you can't discuss it. But if you had cancer, or you had to have your tonsils taken out, or your appendix, or a hysterectomy, you'd be looking for the best doctor. So you should do the same with mental illness. You wouldn't be afraid to say, hey, my mom's got cancer. Do you know where I can go to? What's the best doctor? What kind of meds can I use? You should share with someone, and maybe this might open up a door to step in with a friend. Maybe y'all should do this together, a family member. And the good thing about this is you can do this all over the world together. You can do this, and then you can communicate about it. And then we can all come back together, all of us that are on here, and let's do this once a week together, you know, and get through this. It might strike up a conversation about suicide with a family member, and you would be shocked at how many your friends around you that says, yes, I've thought about suicide. I am depressed. I'm struggling. People hide it a lot.
Yep, sometimes even your closest friends.
And you'd be surprised. You'd really be surprised.
Okay, next item. Communication. What is blocking the communication between Ethan and Ryan? I think Ethan and Ryan are the father and the son. So I think the son is a little kind of away from home most of the time, and so it's, I think, and the fact that he doesn't have his phone.
His mother died?
Yes, his mother's died, yeah.
So I think he's trying to process that. Dad's trying to process that still, grieving, and Dad's throwing himself into work, and the kid is withdrawing.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of, I feel like that question, the answer to that question is more physical during this episode, but there's also a mental block between them two. That's pretty clear. 3, mentoring. How does Ryan feel about Benjamin at the beginning of the episode? Okay, so I can't remember who Benjamin is, but I'm assuming this is the guy that saved him in the first episode when he shot down the noose. And it's pretty clear in this episode that Ryan doesn't really care for Benjamin, and then at the end he feels like he can talk to him and feel safe with him. I think the reason why they're asking this question is because of the fact that Benjamin saved him, and Benjamin's become kind of like a listening ear, and he's the only one that knows that Ryan is struggling with this.
And I also, what I picked up on, because y'all, sorry, I come in late. It's been kind of crazy. What I picked up on is Benjamin is trying to engage him with conversation to pull him back in, commit him to coming back the next day, so he can assure that he will not go try to take his life. Mm-hmm. That's what I sense. He was like pulling him in, kept pulling him in.
Yeah. I think Benjamin's kind of doing a good job at listening to him. I think
his little angel. It's like, he was sent to him. He was there at the right time, but he's really engaging him by saying, if you come back here tomorrow, come back tomorrow at this time, because he wants to build up that bond, that relationship, because he feels like that kid needs it.
Yeah, Ryan needs to talk about what's going on, and Benjamin's trying to be that
to pull it out
outlet for him. Yeah. Okay.
And I do think that the boy, what was his name again? The young man that was talking with Benjamin.
Ryan.
I think he felt good that his dad went and checked on him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it made him feel good that, oh, my dad does care.
Yeah.
I kind of felt.
Because they said he was looking for him.
He said he'd come here?
Yeah. Everyone's all agreeing.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I come in late, but I'm having to watch Nash and other things going on. Thanks, everybody, for wishing me Happy Mother's Day early. Everyone have a Happy Mother's Day, too, as well.
Cindy, mental illness is #1 reason for homelessness.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Definitely. There's a lot of, especially here in Houston, we have Star of Hope, which is like
we have the Hester House.
And we have multiple things for homeless people to get on their feet. Of course, many of the homeless don't have good track records, like they're convicts, or they it's hard for them to find a job. However, these programs are there for them, and they're there for them to help them get on their feet and get a job and things like that. Kind of help them get cleaned up for their interviews and etc. And what they found, or at least in my experience from what people say, is the homeless won't go to those things that are there for them.
They don't, because
so clearly it is a mental thing.
It's scary for them.
It is clearly a mental illness. It's something that is they I don't know we don't know exactly what's going on in their head, because not every person's the same. Everyone's brain is different. Everyone's thinking different thoughts. But yeah, that's so true, Cindy. Yeah.
I've kind of ministered to them. I've gone into those tent camps and spoke with them. And when we're having freezing weather, to take them blankets and stuff, they don't want to go in. They ask you, please leave us alone. We don't want to go. Some of them don't want to find their family.
They don't want the help.
They don't want the help. Not that they don't want the help. It's they are hiding and running from the illness, and their families don't know how to handle it. And a lot of times, because they are estranged from their family, they don't want their families or anyone trying to push them to get back in touch with them, because they don't feel understood or heard. And then you have some, of course, that are just they're just strung out on drugs, and then that's running rampant in those camps. You know, we call them camps here because they're tent cities under freeways and things like that. I found that the majority of them, there is some mental illness in there, but there's more of addiction in that area. But the ones that are literally just living with a cart and a dog up underneath the freeway, they're mentally ill. Someone sent us a picture of a guy that took a homeless guy, him and his dog, and went and bought him a tent, a blanket, a dog bowl, and cleaned him up and got a haircut, and he's getting the guy some help. He clearly told the guy that I don't know how to get help. I don't have the resources. Nobody understands me. So I think a lot of people are just misunderstood.
Yeah, and addiction also is a mental
Addiction
illness
plays a huge
because whatever you're addicted to is an escape from reality.
Right. And I think a lot of the ones that I think they start off like that and they move to those camps and they all live together and the meth is running rampant in those groups, and it is a mental illness. But it numbs them, and then they're not in touch with reality. You don't have to deal with your problems.
Yeah. There was another comment I was going to touch on. Yes. In so many instances, depression is a sign of weakness. So sad. Yeah. I think that's what
I think it's a strength if you admit it. To me.
If you admit it, yeah. I think that's the beauty about humanity, is that when someone has a weakness, we're there to help them. Whereas, animals are the opposite. Mm-hmm. Whenever another animal has a weakness or something, they kick them out of the troop, or they take advantage of them. Yeah, they prey on them. Mm-hmm. And that's the beauty about humanity, is that we're there to help each other. So, if anyone around us has a sign of depression or any kind of weakness, it's always good to stay in touch with your human self and be there for them.
We're kind of like primates. It's kind of funny. When primates are sick, they hide their illness very well. You can't tell that they are sick. And the same goes with us. When we're mentally ill or we're depressed or we're having issues, we hide it. We don't want anyone to know. We're not going to talk about it. But, if people go get breast implants or they go get plastic surgery or they go, oh, look what I did. They're just all about it, Everybody wants to talk about it, but you don't want to talk about the mental illness part. And I think that it really takes someone very strong. I think if you come forward, to me, that's not a weakness. I think you are awesome, because that's the first step.
Yeah. Again, talk about it.
And it's okay. Instead of saying, I've just been sleeping all day today. I've just been sleeping. Just say, hey, I think I'm just depressed. I got to get out of this funk I'm in. I'm in a funk right now.
Yeah.
I'm in a really bad funk, and I admit it. I cry and I have meltdowns, and that's okay. And I keep saying this is going to pass, but it may not pass. And if not, I'm going to go get help.
And if talking about it is too hard, you can always write about it in a journal.
Yes, write about your, one thing that I have learned through therapy is that you write a journal, and you journal every night before bed to clear your head. Just write it down, and then in the morning get up and read it so you don't repeat that day.
And you can write free form. Don't even worry about punctuation.
Yeah, just whatever comes.
One long run-off sentence, run-on sentence, whatever you want to call it.
It does not matter. Don't worry about just whatever comes to your head.
Yeah.
And if you're angry or you're depressed or you're upset with a loved one, write a letter to that person. You don't have to mail it. Write a letter, and sometimes that takes the weight off your shoulders.
Yeah, and then you can go back and read it, and basically study yourself. Like, how do I react to this? How do I react to this? How much do I repeat myself? What is my mind focusing on? Things like that.
And in the moment you think that it's a horrible thing, but in the end, when you look back, you're like, I'm not talking about a death. I'm not talking about things like that because that is horrible. Pain and grief is completely different. But if you're having an issue with something at the moment, when you look back in that moment, it's magnified. But if you take a step back after journaling and take a step back, you know, a month or two, that situation looks completely different. It doesn't even look the same. And you're like, wow, it's not that bad. You know, I survived it. You know, write it down. So you realize what you did survive. So when the next time you have another crisis, you're like, I survived this, so I can survive this.
Okay. Honest talk about suicide. Read John 1 through 5. 1 through 5. Oh, John 1:1. Let's see. I don't have my phone. Can you pull it up? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna read it, guys. I think 1:1 is in the beginning was God. Yep, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word. Okay, y'all ready? I love this verse. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. That's a great verse. It's such a great way to start out the gospel. Or at least start out John, because Matthew starts the gospel. Okay, anyways. The questions. Peyton had concerns about talking with someone about suicide. What concerns do you have about talking honestly about suicide? I think for me, there is a bit of a hesitation talking about things like that with people, because there's this feeling of like it being awkward. Like you don't want to open up and talk about things that you really care about deep inside of you. You don't want to open your heart. We have a hard time. We really have a hard time sharing that with people because it's such a soft spot for everyone. Oh hey y'all, that's Carla on Facebook. Carla is the producer. Hey Carla. There's actually at what school is it? At Harvard, they created this like how to make friends with people in the United States. And it was for all of the students that were coming from overseas. And they said, people from overseas are like coconuts. They're hard to get to know, like they're hard to get in on the outside, but once you're in, it's soft and nice and warm and you're there. And then they said, but people in the United States are like avocados. It's soft on the outside and hard on the inside. Like you could go and say, hey, let's meet up for lunch. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, let's meet up for lunch. Like they're all soft and everything on the inside. Y'all never meet up for lunch. Everything seems all soft like you're already their friend on the outside, but it's really hard to get into the inside. So I wanted to kind of just touch on that because I think that Peyton, whenever she was concerned about talking with someone about suicide, for me, that does kind of hit home because my concern is that just awkward feeling of I don't want to talk about this with anyone because these are very personal feelings that I don't want to share, you know, which really what we're doing here is we are encouraging people, encouraging all of you to share these things, to have these meaningful conversations, because it really helps with mental health, with yours and others. Anyways, that's what I want to share about that question. B, how does God encourage you in John 1 through 5 to have honest conversations? So in John 1 through 5, it's talking about the Word. The Word was God. The Word was with God. And then it talks about the light, how darkness has not overcome it. Just like how a light in a room will just bright up the whole room and the darkness just flees. To have honest conversations. If what you are proclaiming in your conversation, what you are what you are sharing is the truth and is good and it's life and it's light, it will crush the darkness. And that's really important to understand, and it's really encouraging to know that, because it helps you know that you can talk about these things and you will find that it destroys the darkness that's within you and within the whole vicinity, or the whole conversation that you're in, or maybe even the darkness that's in the person that you're talking to, or maybe even the person that's just listening to you. And so yeah, that is very encouraging to know that. What could help you feel more comfortable with these conversations? Okay, so I've just been talking. We'll get AJ back up to speed here, and then I'll read somebody else comments. So I was talking to everyone about to just talking about suicide in general, and I was sharing about how, like, for me sometimes it feels a little bit like awkward, you know, to share something that's so personal and deep. Mm-hmm. And then we shared John 1 through 5, which just talks about the Word and how it is the light that shines through the darkness, and the darkness will not overcome it. And how that's encouraging, because you know that if you speak light, then it just will, the darkness will flee. So it's encouraging, and that's why it's good to have those conversations, and that's why it's encouraging to have those conversations, because you know that you will succeed.
You know, a good thing to do is, if you had to as an adult now, I'm assuming everybody's on here is adult. What letter would you write to your younger self? Sit down and write a letter to your younger self. You know, just sit down and say, you know, you're beautiful. You know, what would you say to your younger self? Write that letter out. Because as an adult, we are burdened with so much. That's when we do have children that are suicidal, but we're talking here about adults. What would you say to yourself, to your younger self, if you had to look back? What would you encourage you to do? And that might help you too. That's part of the journaling. Because I see someone saying here that it helps them to write the letters. Someone, was it Kayla? Yes, Kayla. She writes the letters. It makes her feel better.
And then you just delete them. That's awesome.
Sometimes it may help to go back on too, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you find a place to hide them.
Yeah.
Michelle, that's so true. It's really important to be there and listen to people struggling. But if you yourself are struggling, or you have struggled in the past, it's really important to talk about it. Because some people may feel like they're alone, you know? My grandfather committed suicide many, many years ago. I was only 3 years old, and we're still living in Chicago. Sadly, it wasn't really talked about, or it wasn't really talked about. It's something that can kill you and your loved ones. It's really important to talk about. Sheila Richardson. Sometimes I feel like my family would be happier with me gone. Those are thoughts that we really need to destroy. That is not something that you should be thinking. Your family would not be happier with you gone. Jody. Oh gosh, I would have to think about it. Keith. We're here for everybody. If we just help with just one person, that's totally worth it. Jody, you feel like you're alone too?
I think a lot of people do feel like that.
A lot of people do feel alone.
I just think that people are not as brave as you and speak up about it. That's, brave for you to speak up and say that, I feel alone sometimes, Yeah. And I have Will at my house all the time. I mean, and my daughter and my husband. But sometimes I do feel alone. I feel misunderstood. But then when I listen to them talk, I'll give you an example. Will, we always joke with Will like he's a toddler. I'm like, he doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it. And then one day I had a heart-to-heart talk with him outside. You remember when I was real sick and the doctor said, I just felt gloom and doom. And the doctor didn't have anything good to say. And over the years, those couple of years, Will was really listening to me. You remember that talk?
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting outside. And I felt good because at the time, I was so depressed and so, I don't know, I can't explain you just kind of get this funk. And I had said to my daughter, he doesn't listen, She goes, Mom, he does listen. And so I sat down to talk to him. And when I did, he poured his heart out to me and I told him, and I was like, wow, he does get it. So when you think, and I can't remember who it was up there that said that their family felt like maybe they'd be better off if they were gone, I was there before. I thought dead was better. But after hearing Will talk to me and say the things that he said, I was like, no, dead isn't better. It's worth living.
No, was that the time whenever you asked me to take care of Lexi? It was before we got married. Yeah. Oh, did I say Lexi?
Yeah. But I felt like you just didn't get the whole picture, and I needed everybody to talk to me seriously because my prognosis wasn't good, and I needed to make for sure that you got it. And I told my husband, I said, it's not going to do any good to talk to him. He's not going to get it. He's a kid. But he really got it. And I didn't have to say but one or two words, and then he took over the whole conversation. And so I think that sometimes if you open up and talk to people, because during that time I really felt alone. I really should have died during that time. But for whatever reason, I was spared. And I know my reasoning now. It's very clear. But I'm so glad that I had that conversation because I didn't think that he really got it. And I walked away from that conversation thinking, yes, he's got it. He understands me. So, so don't think that your family doesn't want you. That's just our perception because I've been down that road too. For whoever wrote the comment, your family, you may feel that way, but your family would be truly, truly devastated.
Bye, Paula.
Bye, Paula. Well, Jody, I think that you said you have a sister that cuts you down every time when she gets a chance. That's her own insecurities. I don't think that I have a couple of people that are around me that do the same thing. It's either jealousy or, she's deflecting how she feels onto you. So don't take it personal. I know you do, but you have to remember, hurt people hurt. So she's hurt for whatever reason. That's her baggage. That's not yours. So just leave it in her bags and say, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, it's important to know that
hurt people hurt.
Literally everyone in the world is broken. Mm-hmm. Every person around you is also broken. You're broken. I'm broken.
We all hide it very well.
We're all broken. So anytime someone may speak to you negatively, they're broken. Don't ever take everything, to heart.
A lot of times, I've got an individual in my life that she's a thorn in my side, and she doesn't have anything nice to say all the time as well. And I have pulled myself back from that situation, and now I realize that this person is just toxic. Everything that she says is wrong with me is really what she has insecurities with herself. And like Will said, we're all broken. It's just some of us get to, we can put our pieces back together a little bit, and we can pull ourselves together. Some of us need a little bit more help, and that's okay.
Yep.
Hi, Lou.
Need. It just kind of every situation's different, but I do hope that y'all speak eventually. Sometimes you just need to take a break from each other for your own mental health, and just come back at a better time when you're both healthy. Because a lot of the time, whenever a relationship is struggling, it's not the relationship itself, but it's rather the individuals. If I'm having trouble with my spouse, it's important that I look to me. What's wrong with me? Why is this? What am I doing wrong to cause this trouble? So sometimes you gotta take a step back and take a break and focus on yourself. And so I hope that your sister's doing that. Hi, Lucy. Hey, Jody. I really think that you should talk to them about it. I really think that you should talk to them about it.
And some of this, and I'm not saying, Jody, this is you. I'm just saying there's been times in my life that I felt maybe the same way you did about a certain family member or whatever. Yes, it's pizza. I'm starving. I haven't ate all day. It's, sometimes you perceive certain things a certain way. And I think that you may feel that way. I'm not saying that it's you. I'm just saying you don't feel good about yourself. So when someone says something to you, you're like, oh, well, they just don't like me. I've been there before, and we're all human. And maybe just you're both just not in a good place right now. So you're not going to receive anything well.
Okay, back to the questions. What could help you feel more comfortable about with these conversations? I think the best answer to this question is experience. What I mean by that is the more that you talk about it, the more comfortable you'll feel. Because you meet those people that are so open. Every once in a while you meet someone that's like very open. It's because they do it a lot. It's because they talk about it a lot. It's because they have the experience. They feel comfortable. It's like shooting a free throw. The more you do it, the more comfortable you feel in the game. shooting free throw, or golfing. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll feel when you're playing and it's high stakes at the Masters or something, and it really matters.
I also think the more you talk about it, the more power it gives you. It gives you more control of your own life.
Yeah, because you feel more confident.
You feel confident in your, for me, and I joke around a lot, so I understand that's just my personality. Yes, I am crazy. And what's your excuse? It's okay. It's okay to talk to somebody about it. It's okay.
Okay,
I'm
let's
glad,
see.
Rachel. Hang in there.
All right, question 3. This is going to be a doozer. Communication. Ryan and Ethan profoundly affect each other's thoughts and emotions, but are not communicating. Share about a relationship you have observed or been involved in that had or has a similar dynamic, where you profoundly affect each other's thoughts and emotions, but you're not communicating. Maybe it's like someone you're close with, but you're not communicating with them.
Well.
We're opening up a bag of worms here.
Right now, that would be me and my husband. Oh.
Oh man, okay.
We ain't going there today. Not today.
All right. It says share about it. We want to hear the drama.
What's that TikTok?
Someone in the past, maybe, that we profoundly affected each other's thoughts and emotions, but we're not communicating.
I'll plead the fifth on this one.
Yeah.
Y'all have at it.
I'll let y'all.
Y'all tell
take
us.
this one.
We're not going to touch that one.
We are on. We're live in front of the whole world.
Everybody's here in the living room. We can't do
We're live. We're live in front of the whole world, and this is probably not a time to discuss these things.
I'll save mine for therapy.
Yeah. All right. Next question.
But y'all are our therapy.
Mentoring. Why did Ryan begin to open up to Benjamin? I think because he listened, and because he's literally the only person that knows what Ryan's going through.
He knows his dirty little secret.
He knows that Ryan is suicidal. He's the only one that knows. That's why Ryan is beginning to open up to him, I think. And I think that's a really good point. If you are struggling with that, it's really important to have someone that knows. To have someone you can open up to. To have someone that knows that you're suicidal. It could be a therapist. Therapists aren't allowed to share that stuff with anyone. So, not even the authority, not even the cops. So you can go talk to a therapist. An older, wiser friend. Oh, hold on.
On that note, a lot of people don't have insurance, or they don't have the means. I know someone now that lives in a rural area, needs to get help, but every time I talk with her, she says, but there's nothing here. It's 4 hours away. There is resources out there for you. There's a crisis hotline. There's a lot of things that you can do. And if you don't have the energy to do it, someone can help you get those numbers to call. You don't have to leave your home to have a therapist. Now, especially now that COVID is, everybody will do Zoom calls and stuff. So there is help. You just got to take that step, that leap of faith, and reach out. And contact a hotline or something too, if you can't go to a therapist in person. The churches, you can reach out to churches 24/7.
There's a lot of people out there that'll listen to you, especially even online.
Yes.
there's like the suicide hotline too.
Yeah, the hotlines are always, and they will help you find resources out there. But a lot of times that goes back to people feel afraid. They feel vulnerable. They don't want to let anyone know that they're having a crisis. You know, they say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And then that's just like, that you just keep stuffing more and more and more and more in, and it makes it harder to step out. Get a calendar and circle on it, today's the day I'm going to get help, and actually go do it. Like you would grocery shopping or put gas in your car. Your body's the same way. You've got to fuel it. Okay, Rachel and Melinda. I mentioned that the therapist can't share anything. If you report to a therapist that you're gonna kill yourself, then yeah, they're gonna do something. Well, no, they have to report that. Yeah. They will ask you, and I've been asked this when I've gone in crying when George first died. The first thing my therapist looked at me, she says, "First, before we get going, I need to understand. Have you tried to put harm on yourself? Are you feeling suicidal? Do you have bad thoughts?" And I said, no, because I was hysterical. That is a normal thing. But if I was to say, yes, I think I'm going to kill myself, she would have to report that. She cannot allow me to leave without getting help. Now, if you've been working with a therapist for a really long time and they're just adjusting your meds, or, that's maybe a little bit different, but they do have to ask that question. Yeah, or, you can. But they won't go pick up the phone and call your sister and say, "Hey, Betty, did you know Rachel's going to kill herself today?" She can't do that. She has to call a hotline or call authorities to get you help. All right. Let's see what the next question is. Mentoring. So we did answer this one. Now let's see. An older, wiser friend in life is important. What characteristics do you look for in a mentor? Did you put that on me? So, like a life coach. I think a good characteristic is someone that's not judgmental. Of course, someone that's not judgmental. Yeah. A soft place someone that's always been a soft place to fall. They listen very well. Yeah, someone that listens and can understand you. Not a one-upper. I feel like a good mentor is someone that has a good reputation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, someone that has a good reputation. I do. I agree. I don't think that, for me, if I'm having a really, really, really bad day, I'm not going to call my friend that's a Debbie Downer. I love her, but I'm not going to call the Debbie Downer. And sometimes that's a safe place for us to fall because that's our comfort level, because we know that friend. So we dump all of it on them. And then before you know it, they're telling you all their problems. So you take it on like a sponge, so you're really not getting the help that you need. You need to go to someone that's upbeat, that says, "Girl, you got this. Come on, let's go get dinner. Let's go get lunch." Or, "Hey, stop this. I love you. You can't do that." If you go to a Debbie Downer, she's like, "Oh, girl, if you think you've got problems, here are my problems today. Let me tell you what." Okay, that's not what I called for. But okay, I'll see you later. Because you're not gonna get anywhere with someone like that. It has to be an upbeat. Find someone that's upbeat. That's just always like my friend Deanna. Cancel. It's perfect. It's okay. No worries. Yeah. If I could be crying my eyes out and I can call her. I have a couple friends I can call and they just bring me further down. But I call her and I'm like, "Where have you been?" And she's like, "Oh, girlfriend, it's gonna be okay." And she starts. I'm like, "Oh, Jesus." I get off the phone laughing. It's like she puts me in a different place. So you've got to find that friend. And it's okay to have different friends for different, but yeah. She's the one that takes care of my emotional bucket. Another good thing to look for, I think, is someone that has experienced a similar kind of
life as you or what you are currently experiencing, someone that has experienced that, because then they'll be able to give good advice, you know, like I don't know, say someone that has kind of a similar situation as you. Like if you're, say, you live in a rural area, it'd be good to have a mentor that also has lived in a rural area, because they have lived through that and they can tell you maybe what some things they struggled with and tell you their personal successes and failures, and then you can play off of that. Or, you know, I don't, what's another example from living in a rural area? Someone that's got like a similar job type. Maybe someone that is also a housewife, if you're like a housewife. Or maybe someone that is also in the same kind of career field as you.
Yeah, and I think that's important too when you say that, because I stayed at home forever raising my children, then I went back to work. It's harder when you're at home to go talk to someone that's in corporate America, because they see you as something different. Well, you get to stay at home with your kids. Why are you complaining? I have to work, you know, and you just don't have anything really. You could be friends, but you really are not. You know, they don't get it. It's completely different. If you're a stay-at-home mom, find a stay-at-home mom that's got kind of, and so you guys can kind of bond on that level.
Yeah, it provides connection. Yeah. Yeah, because
she's not going to get it.
They live a completely different life.
They live a completely different lifestyle.
Unless that multimillionaire was in the same position you're in now.
and they said, look, I was there. I get it. You can do this.
Yeah.
But really, you've got to find someone that you kind of run the same, you know, but they have to be an upbeat person that can help, you know, say, I was there. It's okay. I survived it. You can do this.
Yes, Melinda, peer support, good friend groups are so important, because your friend group as a whole can be your mentor or your therapist or just like your place to go to for mental health and well-being.
And people are afraid to, and people say, well, I don't have friends like that. Because I really don't have friends like that. I have a couple of friends that I really rely on, but other than that, it's always just been me and my kids and my husband, you know? So, but with that being said, you've got to be willing to step outside your comfort zone. It's like stepping off that cliff and taking that fall and knowing that you put the parachute on. You've got the parachute on, just take that leap. That fall will be great. It'll be great. It'll work out.
Yeah, and when it comes to friends, especially finding close friends, you're not going to find a close friend in one day. You're not even going to find a close friend in 1 year. You'll find a friend. Yeah, you can find a friend in a day or a friend in a year. But it takes time to build that relationship. They say it takes 7 years to build a friendship that'll last a lifetime.
And if you survived it to that point, then it's a lasting relationship.
If you're looking to build that peer group or that friendship group, be patient and just give some time to it every week or something, and just be patient, and it'll become they could become very close friends.
Yeah, you know, with that being said, you cannot take on toxic people if you're in a bad place. I've recently had to pull myself away from toxic people. It doesn't mean I don't wish them well. They just don't. It's just not working. You know what I mean? It's not a relationship. It's not a friendship that I feel is going to go anywhere. I don't take kindly when I walk away from a friendship, or if I do, it's got to be for major reasons. Because everybody, to me, I always take on everybody's problems and want to help them and things like that. And I've learned through losing George that I've got to take care of myself and quit giving and giving and giving. I've got to take care of myself, because if I don't take care of myself, I can't help others. So I've taken this almost year and I've rearranged my whole life, and I've surrounded myself with different friends. And the friends that I thought were friends that are not really friends. And you really have to assess your situation. And for me, for my mental health, because I have been in a really bad place, I've had to walk away quietly from some friendships that just, they were not, it's like my therapist has said to me many, many times, your mental health is like a bank account. You have to keep putting money in, emotional bank account. If you've got someone that's depleting it, you're emotionally bankrupt. And that's where I've been with a couple of friendships. So you might have to assess even friendships or family members, are they emotionally bankrupting me? If they are, if you went and put your money in Wells and Fargo or Bank of America, and every time you went to go take out $500, you didn't have $500, but you put in $5,000, you'd stop banking there, you know? So you have to do the same with friendships, and you have to cultivate good friendships and healthy friendships. Not all friends are healthy to be around. Not all family members are healthy to be around. You can love them from afar, but love yourself enough. And then once you love them, love yourself enough, then all the other stuff will fall into place. And that's what I've learned in this last year with losing George. And your friends, just because you think that they're not doing the way you want them to do, that's okay. But you have to look at the whole picture and say, this is a friendship that's, you know, it's okay, we can be friends, but we're not the friends.
But for those close friends, I do think it's important to share that, at least to try and mend what might be broken.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, me and my best friend, I mean, during the time with George, I felt she wasn't, you know, every time I call, she was always busy. You know, and I really was hurt. I was really hurt. So finally, after 6 months, I finally called her and chewed her out and said, this is what I need. We've been friends for over 20-something years. And then she wrote me a real long letter, and she didn't mail it to me. And then she called me, and she says, hey, we talked about it. It was a big misunderstanding. It was just really a big misunderstanding. But I'm not willing to throw away friendships, you know, like that. But she was worth saving. That friendship was worth saving because we have a huge history together, you know. And then there's some that we don't have that much history together, and it's like you're depleting my bank account, so I have to let you go.
Yeah, and close friendships are really meant to be valued because
they are. If you have 5 really solid people in your life, you're doing good.
Close friendships are one of the best things that this world has to offer.
I call them my ride or dies. I mean, she'd call me, I'd be on a plane. And if I didn't have the money, if I had to go pawn everything I had to do it, I'd do what I had to do to help her. And that's the kind of friends you need to circle back and have around you.
Yeah. So, in conclusion, talk about it. Talk about whatever mental things are going on. Talk about the soft inner self, things that you deeply care about, things that are life-giving. Don't be afraid. Living Works is training on life-saving suicide intervention. We have the link in the description. I've put it in the description for you guys. You can take a look if you want to get trained on life-saving suicide intervention. It would be a great idea. Go do it. And then also the 7 Apples app, like we mentioned last time. You can go to the Breaking Strongholds study guide on the Breaking Strongholds website. It's breakingstrongholds.com. It's pretty simple to go to. They have the link for 7 Apples app. It'll be on your phone. So go check that out because you'll be able to, if you want to look at scripture every day, something that'll just help lift your spirits and focus on your mental health throughout the week, then you can go download the 7 Apples app and click on Breaking Strongholds on the top right. Whenever you look at it, check it out. The link's here. I'm going to share the screen with you real quick. The link's right here. If you go to breakingstrongholds.com up here and go, I clicked on episode 2 discussion guide. It was on the episode 1 discussion guide as well, but this is where the link is. So yeah, y'all go get trained on suicide intervention. Talk about it. If you see any signs, look out for signs. Be aware. Mental health is on a decline in this nation. We need to be prepared for the worst. So y'all go get prepared. And stay tuned. We might do this next week. I don't even know. We're here. We are back by popular demand. So we are listening to you guys. If y'all want to do this, if y'all want to keep doing this, then let us know.
Yeah, as long as we have interest, we'll keep going.
Yeah. We're just here to listen and to be here for you guys.
Remember, it's not hopeless or helpless. What did she say?
Remember, it's not hopeless or helpless. You are important. We are here for you. You are important. That's right, Melinda.
Right, and I think if you say what Melinda's saying over and over and over to yourself, what you put out, you'll start believing. You have to start believing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to have a little ugly dog, and I used to say, "You're so ugly." I'd say, "But you're so pretty," and she really thought she was the prettiest little dog. But I told her she's pretty every day, and she really wasn't pretty. But she thought she was pretty. So it's what you put out. She believed she was pretty. Poor little Jazzy. But she thought she was pretty because I told her she was pretty. So tell yourself you're worth it. You're pretty. Every day.
We're all beautiful.
Yes.
We're made in the image of God.
Everyone is created differently, but everybody has something to offer.
Your attitude is your altitude.
And we are working on that. We are. Stay tuned for that too.
Your attitude is your altitude.
Who was that?
Did I say that last time?
Was it Jody, was that you?
I don't remember. We'll have to go back and watch and see.
She said, whoever it was sent me, I can't remember. But yes.
Y'all have a good attitude this week. And a good Mother's Day.
Yes, y'all have a great Mother's Day. I love y'all, each and every one of you.
We love you guys.
I love Jody Lynn's name because she. This weekend has been 3 years for my friend that we lost to suicide, and her name was Jody Lynn. So keep her daughters and family in your prayers and thoughts this week. It's Mother's Day is always hard for them, hard for her mother. She was an only child. So so each one of you brings something neat to the table for Will and I and our family. You're each unique and special.
Love you guys.
We love y'all. Y'all have a great weekend.
Bye.
Thank y'all. Thanks, Michelle.